Well, concerns of the elderly are expected to be addressed in the budget announcement next Friday. For one, details to the new Pioneer Generation package will be announced. It's expected to benefit some 450,000 Singaporeans aged 65 or older this year. Among other benefits, they will get help to pay for their MediShield life insurance premiums and enjoy extra top-ups into their Medisave accounts. And to talk more about the concerns of the elderly, retiree Mr. Loh Ai joins me in studio. And Mr. Loh is also a member of the People's Action Party Senior Group, which was set up to address aging issues. Now, Mr. Loh, you're active in grassroots activities. Can you tell me a bit more about the groups of people you're engaged with?
Well, I had the opportunity of working with the grassroots since the 80s, and I have a lot of time speaking within the elderly group, the various categories. For example, the retirees, the disabled, and those who are really need of financial aid. So I have some experience with working with them, and even seeing to them.
You mentioned you're working with the elderly. How can we ensure that the help given to this group of people is more targeted?
Oh, I think that's very important, because at the moment, you see, where I am working, for example, at the moment we find that the amount given is given fair to everybody within the age group. I feel very strongly that not everybody in the age group really requires the need as more as in the next. For example, in my school where I'm working, there's many of the cleaners, they don't earn as much as I do, and perhaps that age should be given more to them, and much than people who are able to support themselves at this age.
Right. Now, we've heard today that the labour movement is calling for an increase in the CPF contributions, an increase of 1 to 2% for older workers. How do you think this will help?
Well, first thing, I think it is a great step by the government to help to the elderly people to stand at their own feet. But the amount given is not small. I've worked with this elderly group. You see some of them are really in need of even the 1 to 2%. Just from our own side, I can say that the elderly depend on the state of their health, their commitment elsewhere. But definitely, if you look into medical field, the money can go for this Medisave and so on, and the extra money they have in hand can use for the other daily expenses. So it's a very great help.
Okay. Well, are there any other groups whom you think will need this kind of help?
I think, from my experience and from some of my colleagues in where I'm working, they mentioned that it's better, it's good if the government could pay more attention to make the accesses for disabled better. For example, in the area of transport, buses, they could help the disabled to move around.
All right, thank you very much. That was Mr. Loh Ai with some concerns that he hopes the budget can address.